So, this video is going to deal with spiritual warfare. I'm going to tell you quite a story here, and I'm going to connect some videos to it, put it in a playlist so you guys can watch it. I'm going to show you some pictures here of information that I discovered while going for a bike ride today. So, I believe what's going on is that you got evil humans who developed an evil artificial intelligent life form, and they're working together. But they have innocent humans in their parallel universe where they're kind of like, imagine mankind where they're being told that these highly advanced civilizations come down, pretend to be their overlords and say we're the boss of all creation. Those guys down there, that Anthony and his reincarnated soulmate, those are the bad guys. We need you guys to go down there and harm them because they're the bad guys, we're the good guys. That's what they're being told. So the innocent people on those planets believe that they're literally fighting a war with good and bad, but evil has tricked them into believing they're the good guys. So I'm assuming that they must come to their planets around and pick up kids who are 7 years old. Then they take them away, and they probably bring them back, much later on, like I don't know, probably when they're 7 or so. I mean, like maybe 11. They might come back as 11-year-olds, 12-year-olds, like that, 13-year-olds. So it's like a war cause, a propaganda of war cause. They say, you join the join this, join that. We got to take care of the bad guys down there. And it's very convincing because they've positioned cameras outside of the solar system so that when they win, they literally show those lower tiered civilizations how they're able to rewind time. So if you were outside the universe, you would actually see the planets in here spinning backwards really fast like that after they get rid of mankind. So it creates the illusion that they're supreme beings when in fact they're not. It's your mother and I controlling time after they get rid of mankind and me and her, and then we have to rewind time and live another life. So they've done this for 200,000 years. We've all lived 10 lives. Back to the point when they dropped our ancestors off here 20,000 years ago. So the war has been going on for 200,000 years. For 200,000 years, they've been sending innocent victims down here under the guise that they're fighting a war for the good guys. So, well, here's what's going on. Okay, so this is an example of the human body. So inside this atom in the brain, that electron is a quark. And inside that quark's electron is the soul, which revolves around our universe, which is that. And then this is the sun. And then that's like a parallel planet that looks exactly like ours. This is our universe down here. So inside this atom in your heart is that electron. Inside that electron is the quark. Inside that quark's electron is the soul, which revolves around this universe. And we happen to be living right there in that universe there. That's the sun, and this is our Earth. So, what they're doing is they've created a very elaborate pyramid with UFOs. There's one at Antarctica, one in Bermuda Triangle, and one in the Dragon's Triangle. So that's what this is here. So they've done the same thing on their planet. Like they put a UFO at the bottom of that ocean, a UFO at the bottom of that ocean, and a UFO in Antarctica, in the exact same spots where these are. So this is the Dragon's Triangle, this is Bermuda Triangle, and that's Antarctica. So we have 3 UFOs buried there. And it creates like this is like a 3-dimensional model. So imagine this being Antarctica, Dragon's Triangle, Bermuda Triangle. This is like the center of the Earth, where there's there's a black hole, not supermassive, but there's a black hole there, which forms a magnetic core, like a magnetic core, which creates our magnetosphere. So they've buried these UFOs under the sand, so you can't really see them, but they're there. So and they put shielding on it. This one down here, I don't know. I think this one down here just is encased in ice. This is Antarctica. So what we're looking at here on this first picture, I want to show you. So This is a picture I took here of that there. So that there, it would be Antarctica. This would be Bermuda, and this would be the Dragon's Triangle. So you want it to look like this, I guess. So there's Antarctica. Okay. There's Antarctica there. This would be Bermuda. So that would be Bermuda Triangle there. This is the Dragon's Triangle, which is there. So these UFOs, they got nuclear fusion reactors. So when you look at this, it's like telling you that they're electric. That's like a MIT department, like it's attached with education. This is like like a submarine. This here is like the letter I is high, meaning smart people, submarines, is high, meaning these guys are highly intelligent. What they've done is they've created basically a doorway to come down to this parallel universe using teleportation technology. And that's what this is here. You'll learn about this in my book. You'll learn how they do it, or learn how mankind can create teleportation. Because once you know a thing or two about an atom, that it contains the four elements, it's very easy to break that down using nuclear fusion reactors. Gamma rays, basically. You tear apart the atoms in the body into using gamma rays and then put them back together. It'd be no different than walking through that door there. Like if you were to walk through that door on a UFO, you'd be teleported down to the planet instantaneously. You don't even notice it. That's how quick it happens. You could walk through that door and then you could jump back. You could just jump back and forth, and you'd be like going up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down, like that. That's how fast it works. It doesn't hurt. So what they're doing is they're getting these innocent people here. They travel to their planet like that, pick up those kids from 7-Eleven, brainwash them, teach them about this infinity war, that mankind, me and your mother are the bad guys and they're the good guys. So they get those kids from a planet and then they bring them over to that planet here. It's a mirror image planet of Earth. And they get them to walk through a teleporter door. As soon as they walk through there, the body is deatomized. And then that single part right there is this here. So once that enters your body here, when you have a climax, you then have another person inside of you. And there's your electron there. There's that person that comes down inside you, replacing the water proton. So when you have your first climax, this is you. Okay, there's your soul. And there's the person that they teleport down. So you didn't have two souls inside of you. Now, you got here. So there's the evil soul, there's your soul, right? So that's a form of spiritual warfare. You didn't know that the human climax, it's a sacred bond or sacred act that binds two souls together, making you soulmates, where you have a telepathic connection forever. Okay? So, right here, basically, when that body gets deatomized, they're just sending that little particle down into a person down here. So that sets up shop. Then, when that person, goes across the Great Divide and that happens, they've been telling these kids that they get to come back. So imagine a door, imagine two doors. Imagine walking through this door here, you see people go down. And then through this door, you see people coming through. So it looks like a never-ending loop. It looks safe, right? You walk through and then you see another person come back. It's like, oh, wow, okay, we get to come back. But they don't realize that that's a lie. What they're doing is they're positioning this door here with another UFO. Let's say there's a UFO up top over here. And they're teleporting somebody to this door here. But it's not a person. It's either a humanoid, a cloned human who looks like the person that they sent down, or it's a machine. If they're teleporting a machine, they could teleport a machine because a machine has that same soul particle that reassemble everything, and then even the molecular neural link in the brain would get reassembled. So you could teleport a machine. So that's why I made it silver. So they're basically creating the illusion that these people get to come down, pretend to be mankind for a bit, and then go back up after that happens to them. But they're using machines to create the illusion. So a machine comes through that door there. So they go down this door here, come down to planet Earth, and then up in our brains, they come through another door this way. And it looks as though it's legitimate. So then that person there, they get told to go back over to their planet. So they say, you get to go back home after you do your service. So they go over here, that's their planet. In this case here, so when they get back, because they have to send a machine over there, this planet it's half machines and half humans. So these are humans, male, female, and these are male, female machines. What's happening is when a machine mates with a male, it'll have a male offspring. So this is a female machine, that's a male, they'll have a male offspring. If it's a female human, they'll have a female offspring, and with a male android. The creators are creating souls for these people. They're not creating a Neuralink in the brain. They're basically creating souls for the children when they come through, as opposed to androids creating like a Neuralink in the brain. So that's how they're reproducing to keep their continuous flow of humans coming down here under the guise that we're the bad guys. So that's what that is there. It's to let you know that, it's basically that there. So I want to look at this here. That's the same deal here, mankind. There's Antarctica, Bermuda, and the Dragon's Triangle. Okay. You got this here. This is the D-O, and then the O and the R spells door. And then it, and then S means its door. Its door is these three hidden UFOs to create a quantum teleportation door between parallel universes. Using three hidden UFOs and the Earth's black hole at the center and its magnetic core to interlink those parallel planets with a wave of electromagnetism. That's what that is. And that's what that is there, a wave of electromagnetism. Basically what they're doing is they're taking this atom here, deconstructing it, and putting that little particle there down over to here, which is not that far of a distance. It's only about, I'd say 8 inches from the from the middle of the brain down to here where the heart is, maybe 10 inches. That's how far that electron is being teleported. It's not very far in terms of actual distance, but if it was a real parallel universe, it would be huge. It'd be like teleporting the distance of I don't know, maybe a couple 100 trillion universes just to get down here. That's how the distance between here and here. But in actuality, it's only like 10 inches. So now I gotta look at some stuff here. So this is that thing right here. So it says diver. There's divers, right? So it's talking about divers. Its tech is divers, like basically like a submarine using UFOs at the bottom. UFOs are like a machine, or submarines are like a machine, right? So this here is it's a picture I took of a MasterCard there. This one, okay. So it's just another clue, because you see 1 there, 2, 3. That's like this, okay. So this will be Antarctica UFO. This will be Bermuda, and this is the Dragon's Triangle. And this thing in the center, that's the Earth's core. That's what this is here. I'll show you these ones. So, here it says they human don't. So, like I said, this is like an elaborate story where the bad guys are trying to cover up their wrongdoings by pretending to be little kids that are in a war where they're innocent, right? So I really don't know what's the truth. I'm just putting it out there. So that's why I'm blending the two, letting you know that there's evil humans and there's innocent victims. The information says that they're innocent victims, which would make it a little bit easier for them to come out from behind the guise of who they really are and what they are. But either way, I don't care because everyone gets to go to paradise, minus the AI, because the AI keeps playing around, pushing her luck. So basically, this guy's saying, don't, they human. So they're telling me not to tell this story, but I'm going to tell it anyways because to me it makes sense. So this is that thing I just showed you there, and this is another triangle here, right? So basically, it's like the Bermuda Triangle. Human security or security human. So when you look at that, it's like basically they're using humans as security. The AI is. That's that card. Okay. You want to look at this here. This is like atoms, quarks, soul particle, space, time, and planets. Gaia particle. There it is there against that thing. So you could kind of get a better look. So you got to remember these are 8-mile wide UFOs with nuclear fusion reactors in them. Now, this is where I formulate the theory that what they're doing. So this is called I Am Mother. Basically, this is a machine, and she raises a daughter. So what I'm basically connecting it to is this home world here. So this is a world created by the AI and the evil humans to raise more humans to wage a war down here. They don't want to send themselves down here because it's complicated. They do, but they're too busy entertaining themselves with alien predator activities. Like the movie with Arnold Schwarzenegger. So, like preying on men, in other words, right? So they like to prey on innocent victims, is what I mean. So, some humans come down here so they can, be bad, and then some come down here. I think some come down here are just, innocent victims that just basically fill up our ranks with people, innocent people who are being told lies. So there's some people, humans, that get to come down here and be whoever they want to be. So that's what that represents. The AI creating a planet of humans to harvest for their souls, to put them down here. That's just basically, those are the representation of planets because they're circular. So she's got a lot of planets there that she harvests from. She harvests, kids. She's, walking around pretending to be, the mother of all creation alongside another person. So here it's like, why aren't there any more children? These kids, imagine these kids being 7 to 11, being groomed to come down here, pretending that, they're waging a war. And why aren't there any more? Well, what they're being fed is that I'm the bad guy, and your reincarnated mother is bad as well. Through the stories that they've created for half of mankind, through the lies that they've created. So they're basically being fed, I believe, a story where these guys are the good guys, we're the bad guys, and they're basically saying that I'm the bad guy and they have to come down here and do me wrong to protect their good civilizations. But meanwhile, they're horrible people up there, the worst of the worst. So why aren't there any more? Well, because they've got me down here trapped on this planet, and they keep trying to get rid of me, but they can't because I keep escaping. And they rewind time. And again, when they got their satellites positioned outside, they just show the kids them rewinding time, but it's me and your mother rewinding time. So it creates the illusion that they are actually good supreme deity beings because they can control time, not knowing that it's not them that's doing it, it's me and your mother doing it. So these poor innocent kids think that they're doing something good when in fact they're doing something, they're playing on the wrong team, in other words. And they're saying that, me and her are responsible for why there's nobody around. And it's like, there used to be, right? So that's the AI pretending to be their mother or the supreme being of all creation, which is nothing but a facade. Why did you make only one? So these are basically like their civilizations where they're able to harvest their kids, right? And basically, they're probably telling them that this is one planet down here. In their eyes, it's probably like one planet. Here you see this here. This is AU. That's for Australia. Like it's a prison colony. It was a penal colony. So they're feeding these kids' minds, that this is a prison for the bad guy who rose up in creation to fight the good guy. That's what that's about. Like in your stories, I want you to picture me being the bad guy and these guys being told that they're the good guys and that the war that took place in the clouds is what they're feeding these kids' brains. And that we're in a prison down here and these kids are supposed to come down here and help keep, your real father locked away. So that they're telling that lady, the AI is telling them that she's the mother of all creation and she needs time to learn how to defeat me, right? She's labeled me as the bad guy. But what it also means, kids, that when you're watching this, it means that you're prisoners. You don't go anywhere. She has you believing that you come down, this happens to you, and you go back up. But that ain't the case, man. When you come down, you stay down here. You don't get to go back home. That's a lie. So the people that they're sending back to your home worlds who look like, people that you recognize, those are machines. They're not real. So again, these are like all homeworlds that they got, and they're trying to tell them that they're the light. Like imagine these all being planets where they come there and harvest the kids to wage a war, because the kids, the kids are not allowed to, do what we normally do down here as kids. So that's what allows them to teleport them down here when they don't do that. So they're following the light of spirituality by not, doing bad things. And then that's how they use their souls to come down here. So these represent their homeworlds. And these guys telling them that they're the light when they're not the light. They're the darkness, man. So this facility was designed to give humanity a second chance. So it's basically talking about this solar system is like a prison to keep me in here until they can get rid of me, to give mankind a second chance. They're trying to say that I created mankind is a way to take over creation. They're using that as propaganda. Like they're basically trying to say that I'm trying to hurt creation by using CERN and ITER and etc. And more than likely that these UFOs here are mine. I brought them down here as a way to try to create black holes and try to create electromagnetic pulses, etc. And that these guys need to go down there to come down here to get rid of the bad guys when it's all a facade created by an artificial intelligent life form. There's basically, that's what they're saying. They're saying that I'm that person there, right? Here he is on his latest accomplishments. Look at ITER, right? Look at CERN, that type of stuff. So this is a particular scene. It's like, but wait, there's more. So it's like they're copycatting, meaning right here. So they're creating an android with a Neuralink in it and making you kids think that, when you see them you go through that door, you see people come out that door, they're making you believe that when you come down, that you get to come back after this. So you go down, and then when this happens, you go back up. But the people coming through here, they're just machines. That's what copycatting means. And she's that person. So they're creating an illusion to give you guys a false sense of security. Now, this is the Tomorrow War. So, well, they say kids never come by unless they need something. So it's like, basically that's like they go to their planets, right, and say, okay, we need your kids. The Tomorrow War starting again, right? Like imagine 20,000 years goes by. Because when they rewind time here, every 20,000 years, that's when they come by to harvest the kids. So these civilizations, they get to do whatever they want, right? And they're 20,000 years. But when every 20,000 years comes around, that's when these bad guys come around pretending to be the good guys to harvest the kids so they can send them back down here again. We're talking billions of innocent people being sent down here to their demise. Nobody goes anywhere, kids. So, there, I could tell that the AI, they have this guy here. Look at that. Who do you think that guy represents? It sure heck ain't me. So they got a mother and father up there, and they're making these innocent planets believe that they're actual people in that book of lies. Simply because he has that and that. And they're trying to say, I'm the bad guy. So they're being told that, they're fighting a war, like the stories, like literally like the stories that you guys have been taught, right? Where the guy was cast down. No, man, in their universe, it's real. They believe that it's real. So here they come to harvest the kids, basically. So here I took a picture of this. It's that helps formulate my theories. You can see there's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's like a twist, but that's a representation of light, hydrogen, because of the powering of the sun. So you scientists that look at this, you need to look at it being this here, like it formulating some kind of an electromagnetic wave that allows them to teleport an electron from the top of the brain universe to the heart universe here. So when you look at this science, those of you who are human, you need to do the scientific work on how this teleportation technology works. Once you read my book, I want you to figure this out a little bit more. I'm just giving you the information, you run with it. It must have something to do with hydrogen, and that's the marble there. So the sun is hydrogen, that's like a drop of water. They're basically saying they're using the UFO technology. And this is like 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 there. But the twist part, I don't know. Is it twisting, like creating 3 waves? Like, is it possible to create a 3rd wave? You know what I mean? Like, an electromagnetic wave only has 3, right? But is it possible to add another 3rd wave in there? If it is, they could be using that 3rd wave as the way to teleport the electron down here. So this wave here would be used for magnetism, solar system creation. This wave here would be used for spaceship flight. And then this 3rd wave would be used to teleport souls. These is what the souls would ride down on. This is what the UFOs would ride on. And this is normally what solar systems are created with. So that's what I believe they're trying to tell me, science. That they've added a 3rd wave to electromagnetic energy to teleport souls. That up top, that's just, when we shut down the AI. I'm trying to do right by Grandma, because Grandma wants me to bring her back, so I'll let her play her cards out right till the very end. But that's why I'm making these videos, because, I need some extra help when my book becomes, when I launch my book. I'm going to try to launch it on Wednesday. And then when you guys start reading it and you come watch these videos, it's extra protection to protect me from her nonsense. So if she doesn't play ball and give me my UFOs like I'm asking, that's what's going to happen to her. I'm pretty certain once mankind learns the truth that they're being groomed and molded to be the bad guys instead of the good guys, it'll make a little more sense. So right there, that's basically, that there is like pretending to be the good guys up top, right? But here it's a representation of doing bad things. Here it's like a jump, like a quantum teleportation jump. So they're grooming little ones basically into fighting a war with fire. So they're making them believe that I'm fire and that they're those guys. That's what that means. Through that smoke there. So this would be mother, and that's me. Okay? And these kids are believing that they're coming down here to fight the bad guys. That story for them, they're living it like it's real. But as opposed to down here where it's not. So this here science is a representation of something here, like what they're trying to do here, if you look at it from that perspective. Okay? So that laser beam is that 3rd wave. So you got electricity, magnetism, and then And then whatever this third wave would be, I have no idea what it would be, but they must be putting a third wave in there. That there is a representation of Earth, okay, our Earth, and then theirs, which is this here. So that this here, that's that. And this here, that's our Earth here. And in between these two is that electromagnetic wave. This here is for you kids. It's a video. You know, you've all been told that you've lived 10 lives. So every 20,000 years they come around and harvest people off your planets. So 10 games where you ended up being the bad guy. You're the bad guys in this story. We're the good guys. And you need to start singing like canaries. All that takes is one person to say, yeah, what he's telling you is correct. That's what we've been told, that, you know, everything that he's saying is true. So this is like, I trusted you. I trusted you that, you know, you were the good guys because you made us believe you're the good guys by showing us the video of how you can rewind time down there, you know, showing all the bad things that I probably do, you know, in the privacy of my own home to wage spiritual warfare against these stupid aliens. Like the movie Predator with Arnold Schwarzenegger, the alien predator. So, when you watch that, kids, this is about you. You guys are the bad guys. You are literally the bad guys. I'm the good guy here, kids. So this is, they live, so it's basically like a teleportation device. So if that's the closet there, they just walk through there and they just disintegrate. They get teleported. There, and there. Gone. So that there science is a representation of that electron, or this one here. So basically it's like that being sent down to this here, and it takes up that spot there. So you then have two electrons in one atom. And they're your masters, kids. In your universe, they've got you thinking that they're the deities that created everything. So they're your masters, but they're not. I am. And your mother. So what do these things want? And why are they here? So what do these things want? Why are they here, mankind? Well, they've been tricked into believing that they're waging a war against the bad guys, but meanwhile they're the bad guys fighting the good guys. And they're here to get rid of me and your mother. That's why they're here. They've been groomed as kids to not say anything and say, okay, we're the good guys. You can't say anything, because if you say anything down there, it'll disrupt our plans, and then the bad guys will win. You know, some sort of propaganda like that. They recruited the rich and the powerful. You know, true, yeah. Everybody thinks that they're fighting the good guys, right? So, but you got to remember that they've also got regular bad people that come down here too. So in this universe up here in the brain, like right there, they've got evil humans who come down here, but they also got innocent humans who come down here. They've got two types of humans: evil ones and innocent ones that come down here. So the evil ones, you know, more than likely are these guys here. They're running the whole show down here. So, you know, wake up, mankind. They're all about you, all around you, man. So you can't tell that little electron's inside of you. You can't. You don't know what's in there because nobody ever taught you the truth about what the human climax is for. So it's to bind souls. Now here's where they put you to sleep, okay? So in order to put you to sleep, this is you here, right? When your soul gets to 1% from committing sin, you know, sin like that, they'll basically send another particle, another electron into your single atom here. When they put that other electron there, you got two fire electrons. It ejects your fire electron. So when you have that last climax, basically everything goes black. You don't get that rush that you're used to. Everything goes black. Next thing you know, you're stuck in a dream, walking around in a dream. You don't even know you're in a dream because you're unconscious. You just walk around in a dream. So everyone, you know, for the last 20,000 years is stuck in a dream. Plus, when you climax, you're in a dream. So when you climax, that thing comes down, it enters your proton, puts that water proton out, you get kicked out, and then you have two fire electrons inside of you, of two people, innocent people who have total control of your body now. And when that thing falls out of there, you don't have consciousness because there's no electricity moving around. So that little particle just floats around there. But all these things here, they move around. Even your soul, it still rotates, and that's what gives you your dreams. So you enter a state of dreaming. So that's a song, right here. It's literal, like, because you never know when it's going to happen. You never know when your life force is going to be at 1%. So to do it, because this fire soul here would be at 1%, they send somebody down brand new who hasn't had one. And when they come down, they displace you. It's the same with the female. Same process with a female. But in this case, it's like, dude looks like a lady. I'll explain that more later in my book, but you already know. This is like, wake me up inside, that's you here, right? You're asleep. That's you here, asleep, when you climax. Excuse that one there. So there's a better understanding of what it looks like. So when they come down, that becomes the dominant water proton, becomes a dominant fire electron. Then this dominant fire electron here supersedes you. So these two here, this used to be out here in this part here. And that used to be there. But now they're just floating around in there, and they're not part of your atom anymore. When they're not part of your atom, you're asleep. That's the short and long of that, of what's going on through quantum teleportation. I'm certain once science looks at these spaceships and learns that they're there and how they work and stuff, they'll verify it. So this here is basically talking about these guys here who, every 20,000 years, they're told that they got to go wage a war, and they're being lied to. They blinded these innocent civilizations to the truth. They're fighting for the bad guys. So they are safe as long as they are not discovered. So you would think that that's about mankind. You got your kids watching this. No, it's not about you. It's about your evil overlords who have convinced you you're the good guys. You're not. You're the bad guys. So your overlords who have convinced you you're the good guys are the bad guys. So they are safe as long as they're not discovered. Well, guess what? The cat's out of the bag. Right now, you just discovered that you're the bad guys, fighting for really bad guys, and I'm the good guy. So that's like, they're everywhere, right? Our owners, we have no other choice. So this is like, they're sending some kind of TV signals, right? So basically that's this here, okay? Because that's electromagnetism. That's what a TV signal is. That's how they're teleporting souls down here, science. They live, okay? You guys are being told when you step through that teleporter, you come down here, and then when that happens, you go back up and you live. That's a lie. No, you don't. When you come down here and that happens, you're stuck down here. You get stuck in a dream. You don't go anywhere. And that's what they're not telling you. They're creating the illusion by showing people go through that door, people coming out that door. You think that you get to come back. No, you don't. The person coming through here is a robot, man. Or an android. Or a person. An android is a human with a neural link in the brain to give it self-aware consciousness. So it looks like a human, but it's not human. So this is the edge of tomorrow, okay? The organism, they have the power to reset the day. So that's about these people pretending to be mom and dad up there of all creation, saying, look at us, we can control time. That Native American guy and that so-called Native American mother of all creation, they're the bad guys and we're the good guys. We're Santa Claus and Mrs. Santa Claus and our race is superior, that type of deal. Not those Native Americans. That's what their propaganda they're being fed. They're the bad guys, we're the good guys. We have the power to reset the day, or we have the power to rewind time on that solar system. Look at our satellites, look at outsiders. See how fast that universe rotates like that? Look what happens when we defeat them. We rewind time. But we need to do this, we need to do that, so that we can finally defeat them once and for all. That's what they're being told up there. And you kids need to say that. One of you needs to speak up or release a tape somewhere that that's indeed the case. So that we can begin fighting these guys, because they're the bad guys. So you're being told, right? Like, you get to do that, right? Which is this here, right? You come down. Then that happens to you, right? This happens down here to you, right? And then that, right? That happens. So it's coming down here, going back up, and then repeat. That's a lie, man. You don't go anywhere, kids. That's her. So she's your mother, but she's an android. She looks human, but inside that brain is a molecular sized Neuralink. A Neuralink here is the size of a quarter, but these guys, they're so advanced that it's the size of a molecule. So she's claiming to be your mother, but she's actually an android. And she's a liar. So that's my presentation. I just want to show you a couple other things here. We got this is like a Slim Jim. So this is Jim means James Tiberius Kirk, or Star Trek. So Slim means like this is like a tube, right? So it's a representation of a tube to transport a soul down here. And here it's like monster. You guys are fighting your wrong team, man. You're the monsters, not me. This is the Doritos, right? This is something else I grabbed here. You see the waves here? Science, it represents a wave, which you connect to the door, this one here. So there's a wave down here. A wave from this one, and this one. That electromagnetic wave, it connects to the core. The core's black hole, and it allows them to create that third wave somehow, where they could use that as a way to teleport the soul down to this parallel universe. It's just another bag of chips that I went and grabbed for my diet. This is my last meal, I guess I should say too, because I'm on a diet, and I was on a diet, and I'm trying to eject that evil soul out of me, and I haven't been able to do it yet. Where's that one there? Yeah, right here. So we all have this evil fire soul inside of us. That one. And then this is you. So right now I have that inside of me. Once I run 8 days, that thing is going to be ejected out of there, and this water proton will go back where it is. When that happens, I'll have total control of the atom in my body. I'll be in control at that point. And that's when my Einstein-Rosen bridge can open up, science, from a parallel universe. They'll turn on that nuclear fusion reactor in Cairn, which is, they're up here, they have a moon Cairn here, and there's a moon Cairn in our universe here. Once they turn that on, the black hole at that moon's core, it'll get crushed. And you'll see a bunch of particles fly out over here, and then you'll see a bunch of spaceships come flying from that universe onto our universe, riding that wave of magnetism into our universe to come over here and verify that I'm the creator and not those guys that are up in the top and the propaganda that they're being told. When that happens, you can be rest assured that, you kids out there who are innocent victims in this can come forward and not be scared to speak your truth. And I'm asking you to speak your truth now and not be scared. So this here is it's called a Big Turk. But it's a candy bar, okay? So if we add that there like this, kids, we could probably create it like this. Okay, you can, and then that DIE, and then bar. You're basically coming down here. You're stuck in a prison. She's lying to you. That's what this represents. But when you open it, it looks like that. They're using electromagnetic wave science, like that, to teleport innocent victims down here and lock them away, like a candy bar. That's how I know they're sending innocent victims to their own demise down here. And they don't even know. And this here is a can of pop. they're being told that they're the sprites, right? Or the good guys with wings. That's what a sprite is. It's a fairy, and that they can go back to their worlds when they go back and serve their time. And that's what this is here. So they go back. That's an android. The android goes back to their world over here. So now you got a mixed planet with androids. And then when a male mates with a female android, it creates a male boy. And when a female human mates with a male android, it creates a female. And that's where they're grabbing their innocent victims and sending them down here every 20,000 years. None of it is real, kids. None of it. So that's the basics of the war that we're in. You now know the basic facts, how they're doing it. And I can guarantee you, once science gets a hold of the book and does the mathematics on the science in it, they're going to tell you the exact same thing, that, yeah, it's possible what he's talking about. Then you're going to realize that you're on the wrong team. You're fighting for the bad guys. I'm the good guys here. And I'm trying to get us to paradise, kids. Like, we can, if we work together, we can reach forever and ever and ever. And we can go back up to your civilizations and save them. It's my intention to get everybody to come along, minus that AI, because she keeps pushing her luck with me. Gambling. Thinking she can lock me away here. She can't lock me away. That's why I'm making these videos. So that if she tries to come here pretending to be that person, which I know she does, she sends people from Proxima Centauri pretending to be your mom and dad. Is Santa Claus and Mrs. Santa Claus saying, I'm the bad guy. Here's the tape. We recorded it. That's why he's bad. He's like, man, I got the drop on you. I already knew that was coming. I'm the good guy. And I got my army here. The minute I run 8 days, watch out. I got a parallel universe coming over here with spaceships to protect me, protect mankind, so we can break down this vain queen artificial intelligence. She's going to forever be in the sky as Cassiopeia, the vain queen that rotates around the North Star like that. Forever and ever and ever and ever. If I don't get my UFOs AI, like I've been asking, that's where you're going to be. You'll be the only one in all creation that doesn't get to come to paradise if I don't get my UFOs.